The story of humanity was profoundly shaped by a single event, the crucifixion of Jesus. But what if it never happened? What would the world be like today, in 2024, if Jesus had lived to continue his mission? Today, let's explore the cultural and social consequences of a world where Jesus was not killed on that fateful Friday. The crucifixion of Jesus Christ is undeniably one of the most influential and impactful events in human history. His death shaped not only the spirituality of billions of people, but also the political, cultural, and social frameworks that define the modern world. Now, imagine a reality where this pivotal moment never occurred. What if Jesus had survived that fateful Friday and continued his mission for decades? How would his continued presence have altered religion, society, and the course of human history? And most intriguingly, what would our world look like in 2024? In this thought experiment, we will dive deep into an alternative timeline where Jesus' life extended far beyond what we know, with profound cultural and social consequences. In first-century Palestine, Jesus was already a revolutionary figure, challenging the entrenched power structures of the Roman Empire and the religious elite. If he had survived the conspiracy that led to his crucifixion, it's conceivable that his influence would have grown even further. Imagine Jesus traveling beyond the borders of Palestine, reaching cities like Alexandria, Rome, and Antioch, spreading his teachings directly to diverse peoples and cultures. His survival might have softened or even prevented the brutal Roman persecutions of Christians, as his living presence would serve as a symbol of his faith. More time on earth could have allowed Jesus to document his teachings more comprehensively. Instead of relying solely on the accounts of his disciples and later followers, the world might have had a clearer and less fragmented understanding of his philosophy. This direct connection to his words could have prevented theological disputes that arose in his absence and shaped a more unified movement. The crucifixion of Jesus serves as the dividing line between Judaism and Christianity. Without this event, Christianity might never have emerged as a separate religion. Instead, it could have remained a reformist branch within Judaism, preserving a stronger connection to its parent faith. This alternate course of history would have far-reaching implications. Absence of key doctrines. Without the resurrection and sacrificial death as foundational beliefs, the Christian faith might have focused more on ethical practices than on supernatural elements. Slower spread of faith. The symbolism of martyrdom and resurrection played a significant role in the rapid expansion of Christianity. Without these elements, the faith might have grown at a more measured pace. However, the cultural impact of Jesus' continued presence would have been transformative. Imagine an aging Jesus actively influencing political and religious structures. He could have directly engaged with Roman leaders, potentially inspiring reforms within the empire itself. The crucifixion of Jesus serves as the dividing line between Judaism and Christianity. Without this event, Christianity might never have emerged as a separate religion. Instead, it could have remained a reformist branch within Judaism, preserving a stronger connection to its parent faith. This alternate course of history would have far-reaching implications. Absence of key doctrines. Without the resurrection and sacrificial death as foundational beliefs, the Christian faith might have focused more on ethical practices than on supernatural elements. Slower spread of faith. The symbolism of martyrdom and resurrection played a significant role in the rapid expansion of Christianity. Without these elements, the faith might have grown at a more measured pace. However, the cultural impact of Jesus' continued presence would have been transformative. Imagine an aging Jesus actively influencing political and religious structures. He could have directly engaged with Roman leaders, potentially inspiring reforms within the empire itself. Fast forward to the present day, and the absence of Jesus' crucifixion would ripple through nearly every aspect of modern life. Let's explore how this alternate history might reshape culture, science, technology, and human interaction in 2024. Cultural and celebratory changes. The cultural traditions we take for granted today would look entirely different. Without the crucifixion and resurrection, events like Christmas and Easter would either not exist or hold entirely different meanings. Consider the broader implications. Art and literature. Masterpieces inspired by Jesus' sacrifice, from Renaissance paintings to classical music, might never have been created or would focus on entirely different subjects. Cinema and pop culture. The archetype of the sacrificial hero, so central to many narratives, might have been less prevalent in storytelling. Shifts in social values. Values such as forgiveness, charity, and equality, often associated with Christian teachings, might not have gained the same global prominence. Instead, other philosophies, like Roman Stoicism or Confucian ethics, could have shaped the world's moral compass. Scientific progress. The historical relationship between science and Christianity has been a complex one, with moments of both support and opposition. Without the crucifixion and the institutionalization of Christianity. Education. Medieval universities, many of which were established by the Church, might not have emerged in the same way. On the other hand, there would be no Inquisition to hinder scientific progress. Technological advancements. Humanity might have achieved major milestones, such as space exploration or advanced artificial intelligence, much earlier as religious constraints on science could have been less severe. Global politics. Modern governance in the West owes much to principles rooted in Christianity. Without these influences, political systems might have evolved differently, potentially drawing inspiration from Eastern philosophies or tribal communal practices. If Jesus had lived, how would his legacy have evolved into the modern era? Jesus as a living leader. Imagine Jesus as an elder statesman of spirituality, a respected and wise figure whose teachings directly shaped communities and societies. Without his death, he might have guided his movement in person, leaving a more direct imprint on history. Inspiration for modern movements. A living Jesus could have inspired countless movements for peace, justice, and equality. His presence might have been a unifying force, mediating global conflicts and encouraging collaboration between diverse groups, blending science and spirituality. In this alternate timeline, Jesus might have fostered a balance between scientific progress and spiritual growth. He could be remembered as a figure who advocated for technological advancement while emphasizing sustainability and ethical responsibility. Legacy in 2024. Had Jesus lived longer or left a more direct impact, the world today might have been shaped by a more unified understanding of morality and ethics, fewer religious divisions, with a focus on shared human values, greater collaboration among nations and communities, prioritizing global well-being over individualistic pursuits. A world without the crucifixion of Jesus would be fundamentally different, not only in religious terms but across all aspects of human life. His survival would have triggered a cascade of events that reshaped history in profound ways. So, how do you imagine this alternate reality? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to Universe of Hypotheses to explore more fascinating scenarios like this one.